So we're going to be focusing on granting access to another account, which basically means we want people in our account to actually access another account. So for this part to work, this functionality in the grant access to this account must have already been accomplished by the other account. So what I'm basically saying from my PowerPoint here is that this step has already been completed. So account B created a role called AA Access, account A Access, and that role has a policy that says we're allowing account A assume role access, basically. So once that's done, now this current feature that I'm explaining will actually create a user group in its own account, and we're going to call that group AB Access, account B Access. And from our side, we're actually also specifying assume role access, but it's going to be on account B, and then we're going to specify the role within account B that grants access to account A. So that is the AA access role in account B. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll expand this. I'm creating a group, and that group was called AA Access. It's called AB Access. We have a field here called inline policy name. This sort of doesn't matter. It's just the name of the policy that's going to get stored within this group. So I'm just going to call it AB Access policy. The external role name is what I was just talking about. It is the AA access role that exists in account B. And then I'm just going to pick one of these accounts and say this is account B, basically. So this 958 account, we will call this account B. And then if you want to specify any policies here, you can go ahead and do that. I'm not going to do that. Also, once you save this group, since it's a brand new group, what it's going to do is it's going to take this inline policy and it's going to become a part of these pre-existing policies. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll click Save New Group. Success, and you'll see that the AB Access policy was saved down here. It is an inline policy within this group, so it won't be accessible to any other groups or anything else. If I remove this policy from here and then I go ahead and click this inline policy down at the bottom, I can actually reload this policy back up into the editor here, and then I could change the role name, I could change the accounts that we'll be accessing, and we can access multiple accounts if we want. The caveat here is that both of these accounts will have to specify an AA access role, and that AA access role will have to grant access to account A, basically. So this could work for some people, but I think in a lot of cases it's usually more of a one-to-one thing. But do it the way you want. So I save it, you'll see success, it's saved, and that's basically how the feature works. So once this is all set up, you can now go into the Amazon UI. You can add users to this group, and then once those users are added, those people can now log into Amazon, and they could log into the assume role functionality in the other account, and they'll have access to whatever policies the other account granted in that role. And that is basically it for now.